Today, we are going to have a very serious conversation about money, specifically the money you lose or the money you keep when you buy a Porsche. For the last 5 years, the automotive world has been lying to you. You have heard it 1,000 times. Porsches are investments. You can drive a 911 for free. Buy a GT3 and you'll make money. And for a very specific window of time during the post-pandemic supply chain crisis of 2021 and 2022, that was actually true. It was a bizarre anomaly where used cars were worth more than new ones, and anyone with an allocation was basically printing cash. But I am here to tell you that the party is officially over. We are now in 2026. The supply chains have healed. Interest rates have stabilized between 5 and 7%. Dealer lots are no longer empty. The market has corrected and reality has set back in. And the reality is this: cars are depreciating assets. They are machines that you use and they wear out. However, Porsche remains the most fascinating case study in the entire automotive industry because they defy the normal laws of economics, but only if you know which model to buy and, more importantly, exactly when to buy it. In this video, I'm going to break down the depreciation curves for every major model in the lineup using the latest data from late 2025 and early 2026. I'm going to show you why the 911 is currently behaving like a savings account, why the Taycan is the most dangerous financial decision you can make if you buy it new, and why the humble 718 Cayman might be the smartest place to park your money right now. If you are thinking about writing a check to a Porsche dealer this year, you need to listen to every word of this. Let's get into the data. Let's start with the icon, the 911. If you look at the depreciation data from IC Cars and the wholesale auction reports from the last 12 months, the Porsche 911 stands alone. It is an economic fortress. While the average luxury car, think BMW 8 Series, Mercedes SL, or Aston Martin Vantage, will lose anywhere from 50 to 60% of its value over a 5-year period, the Porsche 911 is currently seeing a 5-year depreciation rate of just 15 to 20%. That number is staggering. It means if you bought a 911 5 years ago for $100,000, it is likely still worth $85,000 today. In some cases, depending on the trim, it might be worth exactly what you paid for it. But you have to understand why this is happening in 2026, because the landscape has shifted with the release of the 992.2 generation. As many of you know, the new 911 has introduced the T-Hybrid system. It's incredible technology, it's faster and more efficient. However, the secondary market is currently placing a massive purist premium on the pre-hybrid cars. We are seeing a specific trend where the 992.1 generation, the cars built between 2020 and 2024, are hitting a depreciation floor. They are simply not dropping any further. Enthusiasts are looking at the new hybrid complexity and saying, I want the last purely mechanical setup. This has propped up the values of the Carrera S and the GTS significantly. So when is the right time to buy a 911? The data suggests that waiting for a crash in 911 prices is a waste of time. The depreciation curve is so flat that the difference between a 2-year-old 911 and a 4-year-old 911 is negligible. If you are in the market for a 911, my advice is contrary to almost every other brand. Don't be afraid to buy new if you can get an allocation at MSRP. The drive off the lot hit that usually destroys car value just doesn't apply here the same way. If you buy a brand new Carrera T today, drive it for 3 years and put 20,000 miles on it, the data suggests you will lose less money in depreciation than you would paying for maintenance on an older, out-of-warranty 997 or 991. However, if you cannot buy new, the sweet spot for the 911 right now is the 991.2 generation. These are the cars from 2017 to 2019. They have fully depreciated, they have modern turbocharged engines that are easily tunable, and they have modern Apple CarPlay interiors. They have bottomed out. You can buy one of these, drive it for 2 years, and likely sell it for within $2,000 of what you paid for it. That is free driving.
Now we have to talk about the complete opposite end of the spectrum. We have to talk about the Taycan. If the 911 is a savings account, the Taycan has been a burning building. I need to be very clear here. Do not buy a brand new Taycan unless you are leasing it and can write it off as a business expense. The data for 2025 and 2026 is brutal. The Porsche Taycan currently holds the record for the steepest depreciation in the brand's history. We are seeing 5-year depreciation rates hovering around 60%. That is Aston Martin levels of loss. That is Maserati levels of pain. Why is this happening? It's not because the car is bad. The Taycan is arguably the best driving sedan on the planet. It's happening because of tech obsolescence. The market treats electric vehicles like consumer electronics, not like cars. Think about it like an iPhone. Nobody wants to pay top dollar for an iPhone 12 when the iPhone 16 is out. The new facelifted Taycan has more range, faster charging, and better software. As a result, the values of the 2020, 2021, and 2022 models have fallen off a cliff. We have seen 2022 Taycan Turbos, cars that had a sticker price of $180,000, struggling to sell at auction for $80,000. That is a $100,000 loss for the first owner. But, and this is a massive but, this creates the single greatest buying opportunity in the luxury car market right now. If you have been wanting a Porsche, but you thought you were priced out, the used Taycan market is your entry point. This is the falling knife strategy. You want to buy the car after the first owner has taken that massive 60% hit. Right now, you can find certified pre-owned Taycan 4S models for the price of a Tesla Model 3 Performance. Think about that. You are getting Porsche build quality, Porsche suspension engineering, and that badge for 40 cents on the dollar. The trick with the Taycan is to buy it at the bottom of the curve. Look for a 2022 model. It has taken the biggest hit already. The curve flattens out significantly after year 4. If you buy a 3-year-old Taycan, you will still experience depreciation, but it will be normal car depreciation, not the catastrophic loss of buying new. Just make sure, and this is critical, that you get a state of health report on the battery before you buy. If that battery health is below 85%, walk away. Let's move on to the mid-engine cars, the 718 Boxster and Cayman. We are living through a historic moment for this platform. As you know, the electric 718 is imminent. We have seen the spy shots and the transition is happening. This has created a psychological shift in the marketplace that is stabilizing prices for the gas-powered models. There are 2 markets here, the 4-cylinder market and the 6-cylinder market. The 6-cylinder cars, the GTS 4.0 and the GT4, are behaving like 911s. They are holding value incredibly well. In fact, some low-mileage examples are appreciating. If you can afford a GTS 4.0, buy it. It is a future classic. It is the last naturally aspirated mid-engine Porsche we will likely ever see. It is money in the bank. But the real secret in 2026 is the base model, the 2-liter and the 2.5-liter S models. For years, people hated on these engines. They said they sounded like Subarus. They said they lacked soul. But now that the alternative is a silent electric car, people are starting to appreciate the 4-cylinder turbo for what it is, a fantastic, punchy, tunable sports car engine. We are seeing the prices for 2017 and 2018 Cayman S models stabilizing. They took their depreciation hit years ago. You can now pick one up for a very reasonable price, and because they are now becoming the last of the ICE, they are not dropping much further. If you have $50,000 to $60,000 to spend, a used 718 Cayman S is a brilliant buy. You get 350 horsepower, you get the best chassis in the business, and you are protected from heavy depreciation by the fact that Porsche is discontinuing the gas engine. Demand for gas sports cars is not going away, but the supply is. That is basic economics working in your favor. Now, let's talk about the daily drivers, the SUVs, the Macan and the Cayenne. I need you to reset your expectations here. These cars do not follow the Porsche rules we just talked about. They follow luxury car rules. The Macan and the Cayenne are tools. They are family haulers. They get scratched, they get dirty, they get high mileage. As a result, their depreciation curves are steep and consistent. A Macan will lose about 42% of its value in 5 years. A Cayenne will nearly lose 50%. However, there is a nuance in the 2026 market because of the Macan Electric. Just like with the Taycan, the Macan Electric is expected to depreciate very heavily in its first 3 years. Early data suggests it will drop faster than the gas models. This is actually helping the gas-powered Macan hold its value slightly better than expected. There is a large segment of the market that wants a Porsche SUV but is not ready to rely on public charging infrastructure. They're clinging to the gas Macan. So when do you buy a Macan or Cayenne? The magic number is year 5. If you look at the graph, the depreciation curve of a Cayenne is a steep slide for the first 4 years, and then it starts to flatten out around year 5 or year 6. This is the sweet spot. You want to buy a 2022 Cayenne. It still looks modern, it has the current tech interface, but someone else has paid for the first 50% of the car. If you buy a 5-year-old Cayenne, drive it for 3 years and sell it, your cost of ownership is incredibly low compared to leasing a new one. The only caveat here is maintenance. You must budget for the major services, specifically the brakes and the transmission services, which usually hit around the 60,000-mile mark. But even with those costs, buying it year 5 is mathematically the cheapest way to drive a Porsche SUV. Also, a quick note on the Panamera. The Panamera suffers from the big sedan problem. It depreciates just like an S-Class or a 7 Series, which is to say, terribly. It loses nearly half its value in 5 years.
However, there is one exception, the Sport Turismo, the wagon. Porsche has stopped making these, and they are rare. If you want a Panamera, try to find a GTS Sport Turismo. Because of their rarity, they are holding value much better than the standard sedan. It is the only Panamera I would recommend buying from an investment protection standpoint. Now, before you go out and buy any of these, we need to talk about the Spec. In 2026, the options list matters more than ever. When you are buying used, you are not just buying the car, you are buying the previous owner's decisions, and some decisions kill resale value. If you are buying a sports car, a 911 or a 718, you must look for the Sport Chrono package. On the used market, a 911 without Sport Chrono sits on the lot for weeks. It is considered incomplete by enthusiasts. Even if you never use the lap timer, you need that little clock on the dashboard for resale value. You also need to be careful with colors. In the past, safe colors like black, white, and silver were the way to go, but in 2026, we are seeing a shift. Skittles colors, bright blues, greens, yellows, and the famous Ruby Star are commanding a premium. A shark blue 911 will sell faster and for more money than a silver one. The market is bored of monochrome. If you have the choice, pick the bold color. It pays off on the back end. On the SUVs, the most critical option is the Premium Package Plus. This includes the ventilated seats, the panoramic roof, and the upgraded Bose or Burmester sound system. Do not buy a stripper spec Macan or Cayenne. You might save money up front, but you will get killed when you try to trade it in. No dealer wants a luxury SUV without a sunroof and heated seats. Finally, I want to touch on financing because this plays a huge role in the real cost of the car. Interest rates for used cars are currently hovering between 6 and 8%, depending on your credit score. If you finance a used Taycan at 8% over 72 months, you are destroying the savings you got from the depreciation. The math only works if you are smart about the debt. If you can, pay cash. If you can't pay cash, look for credit unions or specialized lending for exotic cars that offer balloon payments. This allows you to keep your monthly payment low and pay off the principal when you sell the car. But be careful, this is risky if the market drops further. So let's summarize the strategy for 2026. If you want stability and safety, buy a new 911 or a used 991.2. It is the gold standard. It is the Teflon car. Nothing sticks to it. If you want the deal of the century and you are willing to take a risk on tech, buy a 3-year-old Taycan. You are getting a supercar driving experience for the price of a family sedan. Just make sure you check the battery. If you want a future classic that you can drive every day, find a 718 Cayman GTS 4.0 or a clean Cayman S. Buy it, hold it, and watch the values firm up as the electric era takes over. And if you need a family hauler, let the first guy take the hit. Buy a 5-year-old Cayenne or Macan, keep it well maintained, and enjoy the luxury without the tax. There's a saying in the car world, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell. That has never been more true than it is right now. The market is normalized, the free money is gone, and the flippers have left the building. It's just us enthusiasts now. So do your research, check the data, and don't catch a falling knife unless you're wearing gloves. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.